again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, to you and welcome into my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. I'm just sending everyone love and uplift and comfort, because a lot of us are going through things right now, and it's good when somebody can be able to, send blessings towards your way, especially if you truly need them. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you are comfortable enough, please drop me a line or two. I'll love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. Even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up to tell me about your empathic gift and how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. Also, if you feel like the video is very informative to you and it sorry about that, y'all. Very informative to you, or gives you uplift or good vibes that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or a fellow empath going through trying times and need spiritual guidance, or just need confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes. Please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you so much for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. And I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And today, the background meditation music I'm using is called 872 Hertz. Access the higher realm. Connect to inner self-raised awareness. Build binaural beat meditation. I don't know why the heck that was so daggone hard to say. Anyway, y'all forgive me for my stutteriness. And my video is Twin Flame 101. Heyoka's gaining strength and wisdom from the challenges that has occurred. A lot of things in our life, it just seems like every time you go around a corner, it is always something in your life that is going on. A lot of people, it's just like they constantly run into issues. There's always something going on. But a lot of times I know there's a lot of times that, you probably sit there and try to understand why things are so hard for you. Why does it seem like everything that you experience, or not almost everything, but things at times are so challenging for you? And a lot of times it's hard for us to be able to see the bigger picture when things are occurring in our life, that it can really leave you in a standstill. It can leave you stressed out. It can leave you overwhelmed at times, to where, I've been that route where I did not want to wake up anymore because all the pain I was enduring was becoming too much. And that's a lot of us as empaths we deal with, because you're already dealing with your own issues, your own healing from different things that has occurred, that it really messed you like up, your spirit just all out of whack, all out, just all over the place. No matter what it is, what you have went through. And there's a lot of times you probably ask why certain things happen. Why did this have to come? And a lot of times you have to be able to just see it instead of asking. A lot of times it takes us a minute to be able to go through it, heal, and being able to step outside of ourselves and understand why these happen. These certain things has occurred in our lives, and being able to do that. Like I've told y'all many times before, but I know there's new people that are subscribing to me, which I really truly love. Thank you so much. A lot of times you can go through things and it takes you a minute to be able to understand, oh, this is why this has happened. Oh, why, this has really taught me a lot. Anytime, if you're lacking in something, if you're really truly lacking in something, anything in your life, it is not a shocker for you to go through something, and wherever you're weak at, you're going to be strengthened at. What you might be ignorant to, you're going to be educated to. There's a lot of things I did not know. I mean, when I first started my videos back almost close to, I think it's been 3 years. No, yeah, 3 years. I didn't understand what an indigo was. I wasn't into all that stuff. I knew I was like a flower child, but I wasn't into, knowing what certain things were. Didn't know what a twin flame was. Didn't know what an indigo was. I always knew about the color. I knew about the band back in the day. That's telling my age, but I really didn't know. You have to be able to go through things, because I'm a type of person. If you try to tell me about this, and that, and I don't understand what it is, I'm about to go look it up. Me and Google have became like this, from all different things that I have endured, educated myself on, and then being able to pass it on to somebody else. There are so many times we have had things occur in our lives that we have kept to ourselves because we didn't know how somebody was going to look at us. Like, man, if I go back and tell somebody, because just like I tell anybody, if you feel like you need to go get professional help, like as in a psychiatrist or therapist, hey, I'm all for it. I've done it. But you always got to make sure with the situations we endure, you better make sure that the therapist is spiritually inclined like you are. Because a lot of times you go back and tell them the stuff that you're experiencing as an ascension and all this other stuff that, 3D average folks deal with. They'll probably lock your butt up and never give you the key. So you have to be able to be very selective about what kind of therapy or what therapist you go to. I say anybody, if you can find somebody like Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart, hey, you good. You about to learn a whole bunch of stuff. So it's just like a lot of things in your life. I'm glad for the things that has happened. Don't, like I tell people, the only thing that it sucks about my situation is that I didn't get to connect with my biological mother and didn't get to reconnect with my biological father. But a lot of the things, that the painful situations that I've been placed in, that has really messed me up on all levels, on all directions, has enriched me, and strengthened me and gave me so much wisdom. I learn new stuff every day. When universe allows me to, when they know there's something they need for me to learn, or there's another gift that's about to, pop on. A lot of us, like I said, is multi-gifted. You might be an indigo, and the next thing you know, you might see a couple of videos or something you stumbled across, and then universe don't flip that switch, another switch that has been dormant for so long, and then now you got to learn about a whole new gift that you weren't even aware of that you had, but you would have never known about it until you went through a certain trauma in your life. You experienced a certain thing, because a lot of people that I'm connecting with, that I do one-on-ones with, and I always tell people, I try to tell people a lot, but it's just like I don't want to do that on every video. But anybody who ever feels like they want to really conversate with me and connect with me on a private level, you don't feel comfortable with being open, about leaving comments and stuff that you were doing. I deal with a lot of people on one, and they always know that what we talk about stays where we talk about it at. What is in confidence is in confidence. If you need help in a spiritual way, please contact me. I always tell people you can contact me on Facebook, but just be very respectable about the times that you're trying to send, me messages, because a lot of times I forget, and that's kind of like my fault. But I want to make sure, respect my boundaries. All I ask to do, if you're overseas, I can understand, because I got a lot of people that I connect with over in New Zealand, Germany, Australia, those type of neither regions, whatever you want to call it, that they're like 8-9 hours different. So I don't mind those. But it's just like, a lot of times I forget to turn my my ringer off, and I get very upset when I end up getting a text like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And it's just like, I love y'all to death. I'm not trying to bring the bee out in the itch, but do not, especially if you're married and you're a guy and you're texting me about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't need your woman coming back to me, asking me why is her man or her husband up here texting me. I don't need that type of drama in my life. So I always tell people, please be respectable of your mate as well as me. If you need to contact me, I don't mind helping you. If I can do that, if I can find an answer, if I don't have the answer for myself, I always try to make sure I can find an answer for people. Because I know when I first started my situation, I didn't have anybody to turn to. There was people that were going through empathic, spiritual texts and all this stuff. And I wasn't aware of who I can talk to, because I was just like you. I didn't know how somebody was going to get me. I don't know if I was losing my mind. I was already going through a lot of stuff that, I really couldn't, digest at the time. That was a lot of stuff. I was already dealing with me, still dealing with my relationship that was breaking off, finding out a whole bunch of stuff about that. I just didn't know things got really ugly with that situation. Then on top of that, losing my dad. And then on top of that, finding out my identity of who I belong to, and trying to come to terms with that, and then finding my family had something to do with that. So it was just a whole lot of I had to deal with. But through all those different challenges, me finding out so many things, being a white witch, being uh INFJ, all these different gifts that are connecting one by one by one. You never would know. And a lot of times we get pissed, we get upset, withdrawn at times because things have happened in our lives that we can't really come to terms with. But when you sit down with yourself and finally get out of that perspective of in your feelings, in your emotions, because a lot of we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So yes, we're going to be upset, we're going to get frustrated, we're going to lose patience, we're going to probably lose tempers, start cussing all out the wall. A lot of times you have to be able to take that relax, that relief point, to give your time, that calm time, that zen moment, to let everything be able to sink in and allow, because a lot of times things keep occurring like that, because a lot of times I connect with people and they're asking me questions they already know the answer to. They're just hoping that somebody will tell them, no, you're right. No, I'm not going to be that person. I'm like, no, you already know the things that you should not be doing. If you know you're doing some things that can hurt you, your health wise, don't do it. If you're in a situation that you can walk away from, if you're not financially, lacking or whatever, and you can walk away from a toxic relationship, do that. If you have, did the different options, like if you're in a toxic relationship and you and your mate are trying to make it work, go to therapy, talk things out, start doing things a little bit different, and if you've gone through stuff like that and you still the same working and you can be able to go your way and they can go theirs, do that. But there's a lot of times situations occur just to be able to, wherever we're lacking at, to be able to be everything to be in balance, balanced out. Because there's so many situations that go off, and with my life, and the situations that I've endured throughout my life, I didn't have patience, I didn't believe in anything. I didn't have that father that I desperately needed in my life to tell me how to love myself, what kind of men to look for, what should I not, accept, what should I accept, what should I compromise with, all those different things, loving myself beyond all measures, not worrying about what people think, seeking validation through other people instead of myself. I went through all these different things in my life, and I was like, when I finally sit here and it's like I'm talking to my dad, telepathically, and we're discussing stuff and everything, because a lot of times he talks with that Morpheus stuff, and I'm like, Dad, can you speak English, please? He's like, well, I'm speaking English. I'm like, no, you're not. Can you stop talking Matrix and just say it? I'm just like, stop. I'm like, layman's term, dumb it down for me. I got to do that. But there are sometimes my dad, has to take a pause, and then he tells me stuff. But when I finally can be able to see things for what they truly are, and I benefit, you benefit. You have to really look at it, because a lot of times, like I tell you, and y'all are already seeing some of the videos, the people who's been with me for a while, we connect with a lot of people because we could be struggling with things that universe is so desperately trying to separate us from, or for us to be able to take part in, or being able to do things, you know, in confidence, being able to have that faith and patience within yourself. A lot of times we connect with people because they might be doing the same thing we're doing, but a lot of times we are not aware of what we're doing. Or they'll sit up here and mirror out something to you that you need to change, that you need to accept, you need to enhance, you need to do more like, or you need to take away from. That's how a lot of times we end up learning, by just connecting with different people and being able to, tell our war stories and the things that we went through. Because it's so crazy when you can talk to another Heyoka and they tell you, girl, I've been through this, that, and the third. I'm like, God, no, God. And then when you listen to my situation, and we're all just like all stuck and stuff, like, you really went through this. And with us being Heyokas, some people get mad about that when they say, oh, y'all talking about y'all the strongest Heyokas, this, that, and the third. I mean, I've had people drop comments like that, and I had to laugh at them. Oh, you're just a regular. No, baby. Because the things we endure, an average person probably would have been locked up in a loony bin if they had to endure the things we endured. There's no way. We're the strengthened ones for a reason. We went through things just to be able to help other people through their dark times, them understand why things had to happen the way they are. Because a lot of times it's just like when I hear other motivational speakers, they inspire me because they didn't just start off successful. They had to go through major setbacks. They had to go through mistakes. They had to go without, lacking something. They all had to go through that. When you can inspire somebody to do the same thing, it allows you to look at your life as a whole, looking at it in a different perspective without all the emotions in it. Because if you stressed out and you're pissed off and you're just, number one, you should never, never promise anything while you're happy, and never, what do they say? Never promise anything while you're happy, and never say anything while you're mad. Those are the times you shouldn't do anything, because a lot of times, you might say something when you're happy, and then we're like, hey, you remember you said this? I'm like, no, this ain't that type of day. You should never do that. But all the situations that has been placed in your life, that or your decisions just that you made, anything that if you're lacking confidence, with yourself, with what you do, you're going to be in situations that are going to teach you all about your confidence. Is going to make you step all out your comfort zone. Is going to make you do. And they always tell you, make sure you do things that scare you, because when you do, you're challenging yourself. And when you can do something that scares you, the only thing I'm not about to do, I ain't jumping off no damn plane, and I'm not hanging off no building. Only time I'm gonna do that, unless it's a dangerous situation where I have no other choice. But I'm not no adrenaline junkie. I get dizzy off of seeing folks do that on TV and just praying to God that they don't fall. But you should do things that challenge you. You should do things that makes you step out your comfort zone, allow you to do something out of the norm that you're going to end up benefiting off of after it's all done, because it allows you to get that confidence in yourself to basically say, oh, if I did this, I can be able to do this. Or being able, if you didn't love yourself, they will give you people that where they lack that love, they lack that confidence with their self, where they're seeking validation, like what you say is going to really count towards them. Not to tell people you don't, because I had to stop asking people for advice about certain things, because you have to really think about it. Don't ask somebody something because you're gonna, it's not like you can't ask somebody, but you have to really think on your own, when you can, calm your nerves and stuff like that. And you can really try to do a decision, because you're the one who's going to have to live with the repercussions, no matter what it is. You could ask somebody their opinion, they can tell you, but if they've never experienced that before, they can't really tell you. And I'll tell people, if I've never experienced that, I'll be, straight blunt with it. I've never experienced that. But if it was to happen, I would do it this way, or I'll allow this to happen, or I'll go for that. You know, all those different things. You will be placed in a situation where you'll see that a lot of time when people know that you lack that love for yourself, they will drag you through the mud. They will treat you any kind of way, because why should I respect her? She don't respect her own self. I've had situations like that before. Now, if you're disrupting my happiness, and your happiness, my happiness has to be taken away to make you happy, there ain't no reason why we should be discussing anything. We should all be on the same accord. I'm not about to sacrifice my happiness to make you happy. I've done that with people before. Now I'll walk away. And if I feel fidgety around you and I got to watch what I say, I really don't need to be around you. Anytime you're around certain people and you have to be very mindful and walk on eggshells, you should be able to be comfortable in your own skin. You have to be comfortable, be able to talk to people. If you already know, you have to be able to feel that energy. And a lot of times with us being empaths, we always got the underdog. And that's fine. But there's a lot of people that, don't, you had to go through all the lessons you have. And you can have good intentions for that person, but you can't say the next thing about that person. There's a lot of people I've connected with that has appreciated the things that I did for them. And I appreciated the things that they did for me, being able to be there for them like they were for me. But there's also people that have came in my life and purposely tried to sabotage me and see what the hell they can get away with, and what I was going to still here and deal with. No, I dealt with a lot of narcissistic females as well as dudes. No, I respect myself. And it's like I didn't have that growing up, because it was just like I was looking for love in all the wrong places. I didn't have faith in anything, because I felt like anything that I have endured that was happy was always snatched away. It was very brief. So I never really had any really good experiences that lasted a long time without any hidden motives or it was all a facade. So it's just like, that's why I don't submit with anybody. I keep myself to myself. All those different things that I had to learn from the mistakes and the setbacks and the disappointments that I've had in life. I don't put a wall up, but if I already know, that's a good thing with you being a blessing, about being an empath. You already know if somebody about to waste your time and you don't like your time being wasted, because that's something that you can't get back. That's something that money can't even buy. And there's times where, you have gone through situations and you hate to see it where people are financially comfortable. I've seen so many people on social media that where, it's a blessing to be able to do things and, take trips and go on vacations with your family, or, you have an anniversary that you're going through. But I see a lot of people, that's all they sit up here and post. It's like when they're with their friends, it's like, Dad, can you ever do anything without having to pick up a phone and share it with the world? I mean, that's fine if you do it every once in a while, but it just seems like you got to do it every 5 seconds of every day. And that feels like it's shallow to me. I'm just like, when I see that, I'm blessed that I'm feel blessed for you that you're able to do that. And that's nice. But sometimes, like my mama used to say, when people show off like that, they will either want to make somebody jealous, or they're not used to having anything. And I had to really step back and see why she said that. It's like when people are used to having good things in life and they do things, they don't feel like they got to flaunt it in front of people. My mom's ex-husband and his wife did that all the time. They wanted people to be jealous of them. They had all these nice, extravagant things and bragged about, all the high-end name brand stuff that you can afford or whatever, and they wanted somebody to be jealous off of them. Oh, I can afford a Michael Kors and buy about 7 or 8 of them at one time and all this. And I'm like, where the hell is all this money from? And now I'm find out it's my trust fund money. Y'all use it just to live a better life. All these different things has popped off. That all these things has happened. But a lot of times with anything if you don't have faith in situations, you will be placed in situations where you see the universe is orchestrated just as well as they can put some bad stuff in your life, the way they can flip the script on you and put a whole bunch of blessings in your life, and you're trying to understand where the heck did that mess come from. And you will be that living example to be able to tell people, I've had this and this and this and this happen. And it'll be in shock, because a lot of people don't believe in God. A lot of people don't believe in miracles and stuff like this happening until they can be able to see that for their own eyes, experience it for themselves, or seeing other people that can be living proof of faith actually does exist. God does exist. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious one, but there's a lot of things that I truly lacked: my self-respect, my self-love, boundaries. I used to let people just walk all over me, and I would see the red flags in my face that this person didn't really care for me. They didn't mean any good by me. They're just using me. I'm the scapegoat. I'm the pawn. I was always these things. But once you gotten to that point where you getting tired of going through stuff and you see that people are not respecting what you have to offer, you have the times you have to be able to walk away. And it was a lot of people I've connected with since I've been on this, spiritual awakening journey, where I've had people in toxic relationships that I've, connected with. And I've told them, if you're financially able to walk away, you have no children or attachments to folks, and you already see they're not respecting you and they're not, respecting your relationship or as well as your feelings, you need to walk away. Don't sit up here and think with the love that you have for somebody, that's going to help them make you love you like you deserve to be loved. No, when people want to love you like that, they will do everything in their power not to make sure they don't lose you. They don't sit up here and put you in certain situations where you have to question how you fit in their life. But a lot of times you have to be able to experience these certain things for you to end up gaining that wisdom, for you to end up gaining that strength and say, you know what? After everything is said and done, I'm so blessed that these crazy things happen to me, because if it didn't happen to me, you wouldn't know what you were capable of achieving. You wouldn't know how much you can endure before you end up healing from the things that has occurred in your life. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about your surroundings, things that are instilling you that you didn't even know about until you went through those hard times. A lot of times we go through things and we feel like, oh my God, I ain't going to be able to get through this. It's going to take me forever to heal. And next thing you know, this time next year, or, even 3 months down the road, or even a few weeks down the road, you'll be forgetting why the heck you were upset in the first place. Somebody come back, oh, girl, you still tripping about this, or oh, God, you still doing it. Uh-huh. Oh, heck no, I'm over that already. I went through stuff like that I didn't think I was going to endure. But that's where your strength comes from, your mistakes. That's where your strength comes from being hurt. That's where your strength comes from being neglected, from the bad decisions you make, from your setbacks, from your standstills. All these things are reflecting to you on the things that where you lack at, you will be enhanced at, and everything will be balanced out. So appreciate the things that has occurred into your life. Appreciate the bad decisions that you made, because if you didn't have those situations, you will never know what you were truly made of. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of my video. I love y'all so much. I would love to give a post notification out to Miss Linda, as well as Gabriel. Much love to you as well. And I will see you on my next video. Let me know if you resonate with this video. Give me a thumbs up, like, and even share. Drop a line so I can go ahead and give you a post notification shout out. And I will see you on my next video. Know that you are truly blessed. You are truly highly favored and forever loved. And knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I will see you on my next video. Send out much love and light and positivity as you possibly can. And I will see you later. Much love. Peace. Be wild.